Hello and how are you? Welcome to our other class of learning web programming for beginners. If you watched our previous videos, we stopped at badges, and today we're going to resume exactly from where we stopped at. If you are not following, I really recommend you to go and watch our previous videos for web programming for beginners from video number 1 up to video number 5 as you're practicing. Then I'll be able to join us up this point and then we move together. But still, if you already have enough basics of HTML and Bootstrap and CSS, then we can still move together from this point. Okay, with that much said, I'm going to launch our project that we've been working with. So it is here under my GitHub folder, under my web folder, and this Bootstrap project, the one that I've been working with, So I'm just going to drag and drop it into into our text editor or our IDE. So I'll put it here. I believe everyone at this point is not confused of what I'm doing. So there we are. So let's go ahead and open. We stopped at Bootstrap group list. So let's go ahead and open and see what we did previously. So I'll come to my text editor and go to localhost. No. I'll press Ctrl O and open, and then I go to desktop. I go to my GitHub folder. Go to GitHub folder, and then I go to this month of April, and I then go to Learn Web, and then I got my Bootstrap folder, and then I can open the last file that we created, which was file number 12, Bootstrap list. So if I open that, everyone should be able to get that and should be able to do something of this kind. So let's go ahead and continue with our syllabus of W3 schools. So I'll go ahead and open W3 schools, and then I select Bootstrap tutorial, and then I come to what is Bootstrap CSS. That is CSS. We have Bootstrap 4. No, it's Bootstrap reference. Okay, Bootstrap 4. And then we stopped at lists, okay, group lists. So we're going to begin with cards, okay. So what is meant by cards? Bootstrap cards, they are user interfaces that we may use to present a related group of data. For example, you want to present a product. A product may have a photo, a product may have a name, a product may have price, a product may have an action button where they can say maybe add to cart or check out or buy now. So that information, Bootstrap thought that we may need a organized user interface, object or element that we can use to do what, to put all those things that are related together. So they come up with a user interface called what? Bootstrap cards. So as you can see here, this one made by Bootstrap card. You can see it is having a photo, it is having a name, and it's having some text and then some action button. And all of these things are organized and put together in the same section. So I'm going to show you how we can use these Bootstrap cards in different ways. Okay, you may not use it only for showing a single user. You may use it to show different things, single product, single item, anything. But the concept is it helps you to present grouped data in a better layout. So let's go ahead and create our file by simply coming to our project and create a new file here. I'm going to call it number 13 underscore bootstrap cards.html. So there we go, and I'm going to copy my basic file and paste it there, and then I'm going to change this one to Bootstrap cards like this, and then I'm going to remove all the garbage that is here. So after doing that, let's go ahead and open this file that has nothing so far. So we'll just simply come to our list, press Ctrl O, and then open Bootstrap cards here. So there is nothing there, but you can see on the title there is Bootstrap cards. So after doing that, let's go ahead and see how I can implement the card. So the card, to create it, you just simply create a div and give it a class of card, and then you put card body, another div inside, and then you call it card body. By doing like that, we'll have created just a simple and basic card. So let's go ahead and create a card. So I'll just simply come here and then create a div and give it a class called card, and then I'm going to come and create here another div and give it also another class. I'm going to call it card body, and I can say this. So here between this card body I can write maybe my h2 and say this is a simple card, and I save, and I come and refresh. You'll have something beautiful like that. You see, it is just a user interface with some border around it, and that border is kind of rounded, and this is having some padding, and it presents our things in a better way, as we can see there. So we can as well limit this card maybe by giving it a width. For example, here it is spending 100% of the container that contains it, but you can go ahead and give it a limited width. For example, you can just come here and write your simple CSS by writing collapse this guy, by writing style and then give width, and then maybe you can say maybe 30% of the container that contains it. So if you do like that, you will come up with such a card. You can see that's a card. So after doing that, let me change this one maybe to p tag. Okay, so if I come and refresh, I'll have this. Okay, so after doing that, let's go ahead and see what other things that we can do with card. So this one was just simple card with its body, card body. Okay, so let's proceed. We have a footer and a header. So a card can possibly have a footer and a header, and this is how it looks like when you give a card footer and card header. So to do that, you just simply come and create here, for example, here a div, and maybe call it card header. So you can think creatively how you can use these user interfaces to create your project. So I give it class and call card header. Okay, card dash header. Okay, like this. Okay, so let me duplicate this one, come bring it on bottom, and then give this one card footer like this. Okay, so I can also come and put your card footer. So sorry, this one should be also the body, right? They should be also the body class. Okay, so you see we have card header, and then we have card header there, then we have card body, and inside card body there's some content that we want to put there, and then after we have card footer, and then under the card footer we have the content inside the card footer. So if I come and refresh, you'll have something like this. Can you see? It's beautiful. Have the card body, and you're having this kind of user interface, and then we can use it also creatively to see how you can implement it in different ways. Okay, the card header, the card content, and then the card footer. Okay, so after doing that, you can simply do that by writing this simple code, and then you can see we can as well give these cards colors. Okay, you can give a card a color of background of primary. You can change it to warning, you can change it to any color. Let's go ahead and do that. So you can do that by just simply coming here and give this card a class already there. We can say give bg primary, then we'll have a primary color in that way. Can you see? So if you know that you're going to use bg primary, then you have to make sure and take care of text. Okay, text color, let it change to be white. So if you come and refresh, have all the text in white, and then you're having that kind of card with a background of primary color. So you can change this one to danger and play with it, to E4, to anything. Okay, you can as well even just put a background in a certain specific section. For example, I might want these backgrounds only in head, so I'll cut that and put this one only on the class, on the head class, and then you have something of this kind. You see, it's beautiful. So we proceed with Bootstrap Cards. So we have looked at Bootstrap Cards title. So you can as well give it card title. For example, if you want to create a simple heading on this card, and then you can give it as well a title. So I can come here and give this one maybe card title. Okay, so that's how I create a card title, by just simply adding a class of card title on an element that you want to work as a card title. So if you use a card title, it means that maybe you may not even need a header, something like that. But you can creatively think and see how you can use these things in different ways. Okay, so after that you can proceed to card images. So card images, the images that we include in the card. So a card can have a bottom image or a top image. So the top image will look like this. You see, it's an image, but it is having some kind of corner on top and makes it match with our project. So let's go ahead and see how we can implement card images. Okay, so I can come here and just say I can say look man primary school, and then I can say then you can write here some information about that school, whatever it is. For example, I'm just putting information about a school. So, and then let us see what we have so far. So if I save, I come and refresh, you'll have something like this. Okay, so if I want to remove this card header, of course you can as well remove it and leave it. It's just an optional thing. So let me go ahead and comment it, and then I'm going to put here an image on top. So I'll first determine if I have some image in my project. Of course, yes. And this is the image. These are the images. You know, we put them last time. So let me go ahead and put the card image on top. So I'll put the card image on top. Just simply come on top of the card and then give your your IMG, and then put the SRC of your IMG. My IMG is inside IMG stroke 1.jpg. So if I come and refresh, I'll have something like this. Can you see? The beauty is here in the corners. Can you see the corners? This image has not responded. Let me show you. Let me make it kind of 50%. You can see this image has not responded. It is kind of crossing with the corner. If you can zoom clearly and see there. So if you want to say to this card that no, this image belongs to you and I want it to be on top, then you have to add this class. Okay, card img top. See, card img top. That will make this sure that this image is designed in form of a top, but not as it is right now. So you just simply come and add it to your image class card img top. So if you come and refresh, you'll have something like that. So you see, now the image is no longer crossing the card, and it is going the same as card. It's having the same user interface. Okay, so you can as well change it on maybe to 3, to 2, whatever image that you want to use. Okay, so that is how we create Bootstrap cards and add images. Okay, so if you have something like this, let me show you. Okay, you see that card, you can as well do that. So I can come and reduce maybe the width and make it maybe 30. Okay, so if you come and refresh, you'll have something of that kind. So you can have here another card, and then you can have multiple of them in the same in the same form. So you have card stretch, we have card bottom footer, you have card image footer. Then you have overlay cards, where the image will be put behind the text, and you can also as well practice all the remaining cards. But what you should know, cards are very important user interfaces that you always need in a different project. So make sure that by the time you leave this topic, you should have understood and know why we need cards. So let us proceed. So we proceed with Bootstrap Forms. So we use user interface for Bootstrap Forms to make our forms user interface look better. Come and read more about Bootstrap Forms here. Bootstrap Forms. Okay. So the main things that we use in Bootstrap Form is input, and also text area and select. And then we can use this class called form control to make them look. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we can implement these user forms in our Bootstrap project. So to do that, I'm going to simply create another file that I'm going to call it Shift S. I'm going to call it 14 underscore Bootstrap Forms. So I can come and open. So let me first remove these things of a card. If I come and open it here, it should look like this. Okay, so it has nothing. So to create a Bootstrap form, you just simply write the form, and then you can use Bootstrap form control to do what? To organize the labels. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so just simply create a simple form div, and then maybe give it a class, and then okay, this form you can give it a class of form. Okay, let's first create a form itself. So just simply create a form, and then inside this form we can now start using our div. For example, the first div can be we can start using an input. So for example, the first input can be just a normal text input, which can be obtained by input then text. Okay, so if you save and come and refresh, you see how our user interface. But if we come and give a class of bootstrap form control. If you give it a class of form control, you see it'll have something like this. To spend 100% of the container that is containing it, and then to have to create such kind of user interface with some borders around it. So